So yeah, as you know, we're in the panel towards the opinion. So please proceed with caution. Yeah, welcome back to my channel, and I really appreciate for those ones who never kuchuna ini. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let's keep growing. Let's keep going. No stopping. Yeah. Let's get to it, man. I just don't do blow my. Can't remember when was it. And I was scrolling on the internet, where you should follow me, the internet into combat social media at HvrdKO, and I saw an article that spoke about hip hop is dead, yada yada. I was like, oh really? Who told them that hip hop is dead? You know, so it was a conversation. It sparked a lot of conversation. Yeah, I think it was written by Vibe, some blog called Vibe. Yeah, go check them out. Shout out to Vibe. So yeah, they wrote an article that says no hip hop songs or albums have charted #1 in 2023. Ne? That was back then. This is something that they wrote. This article I think was posted June 14, 2023. So just a few months back. By the time I'm recording this is August, but in June, that's when they were speaking about this whole thing. So yeah, it sparked a lot of debates amongst the hip hop lovers like myself as well. So I saw a lot of people having their own opinions, and I just wanted everybody else to just say what they gotta say, and maybe I can also share my point after the whole hype is down, because I feel like people were excited. They were in a rush to comment out, yeah, it's about time, Ronette and go for all this rubbish. You know, that type of energy was starting to build up amongst the listeners. That the genre, they were starting to disrespect hip hop. They got a chance to actually respond. So from some of us actually in the game, we're actually hip hop lovers, not just in the game, but we are fans of hip hop. Hip hop has crafted a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas. Hip hop has saved some of our lives, you know, it has really impacted a lot of people. So to see people shitting on it like that, man, to me it didn't come out good. But I was like, nah, man, one of these days none of the share. So today is the day I'm sharing my opinion about this. And it's not something that I will constantly share. I think it will be something that I do once and fuck whatever everybody else thinks. But is hip hop dead though? Like for real, like when you ponga, like your border died, like it's no longer relevant, it's no longer as impactful as it was. Do you really think it is like that? Whether you are a fan or not, just ask yourself, do you really think it's really dead? And if you really think so, why do you think it's dead? What are you basing it on? Because Nishivarela article and would have sparked the whole debate. You will see that a lot of things were just debating the fact that number-wise they couldn't get #1, but people forget the outside impact. Outside, yes, may not be doing well on the charts because you have like people like Taylor Swift, but never go drop like every month, you know, re-uploading, not even, you know. So yeah, shout out to Taylor fans though. Swifty, whatever they call you guys, shout out to you guys and Taylor, man. So it sparked a lot of debate, that article, and it started a lot of controversy as well, because it was now starting to compare with the pop stars and all that in terms of numbers, like the first week sales. So on this video, and then I got data zone, and then share some information that I know, how do they actually do this whole thing of first week sales. So the first week sales is how much you sell the first week. So they based it on that. So I just want you guys to see the hypocrisy in this whole thing of hip hop is dead. You know, it's crazy. So let's get to it. So yeah, Anyways, do you guys think like hip hop is dead? Because personally, I wanna start it off like this. I don't think your body died. Come on, come on. Look at my channel. Look how many niggas are dropping good music, beautiful music that the people are actually fucking with. People are messing with. This genre is just too influential. Whether in the America, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Europe, China, wherever it is, this genre is just doing its thing, and it has never been that genre on top of all of them. It has always been that underground type of genre, because it's quite political. Well, when it started, it was very political, and I feel like it was never a thing of it needs to be the biggest in the world. I mean, like 40 years of hip hop, man, that's a long time. This genre has survived the test of time. And it has influenced other genres as well, and people forget that. So I was watching this other episode and shout out to Casper Nyovest. It was talking about how the Amapiano wave is no longer as relevant, and these boys are gonna be broke and shit. One of the best interviews I think I've ever seen of him. Akwambangori, piano is not very sustainable. Like, there's always a new popping person after the other, and they've been getting booked, and they don't even have albums out, and they're rappers or hip-hop artists still being booked till this day. And I think he's working on his new album, so I think it was also a PR run as well. But yeah, it made sense where what he was saying was true, and to me it sparked this thought that it just shows how impactful hip-hop is. Understanding the fact that Casper got the bookie till this day, and they dropped when did he drop? And look at all these other genres. Yes, piano is popping, and I agree with him. It's popping, and these boys are going international and all that. But yeah, the genre itself is big, but I feel like the genre is bigger than its own artists. I don't know if that's even something I can say publicly, but I feel like it's bigger than them. They are replaceable. The genre is just too big. That's why the debate is where did Amapiano start? Like niggas in Nigeria claiming that they make the best Amapiano. Amapiano is from South Africa. Whether you like it or not, that is our genre, and we must not agree. So it's ours, and we should claim it. But I think it has become so big it has become so big that it's bigger than its own artists. So like Kabza De Small is not the only one who makes that type of music, that great music. Yes, he got his own thing, but I mean, there's a lot of them. There's Tyler ICU, there's Busta, there's the private school cats where it was Toki, there's Opinion now, Kuzek, Calvin Momo, like there's a lot of producers out there that can make very great Amapiano. But here's the thing, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of young cats. Like, look at Monique was made by kids. I think I'll even try to pop up the snippet of the original Monique beat HvrdKO produce. They had their issue with Chala ICU saying that he hasn't paid them and all that. Those boys really worked hard, and yeah, shout out to those niggas. I don't even know their name. That's how bad it is. That they don't get the credit that they deserve, because Batwanjibapa credited to Tyler ICU, and I get it's good that they do. It's good that they do. He's big, and what's this guy's names? I'm trying to look. Sorry, over distracted. I'm trying to look for this guy's name, because I don't want them to not get their shine, because they made that beat. I even listened to that snippet. It sounded exactly like Monique. I don't know if I can pop it, but if I can pop it, I'll pop it. If there's a copyright claim, I know I will accept that it was just not meant to be. So this duo, they're called Sika, RSA, and Nandipa 808. You get, it's two of them, young cats, very young cats. So they had a beef with, I don't know if it's a beef, but they had a squabble namjita da Buster 929 bakuri over scammer over jera track asabape challenges zabo, he didn't pay them. So one of them even say like, we tried reaching out to Teller ICU, but he missed us. He was too busy for us. So Kofi Teller ICU was not even responding to those boys' calls. I don't know if they called him or whatever, but Teller ICU went out and then he was like, no man, I wouldn't promote or push a song that's not mine or not involved, just saying for future reference. Uri, it's his song. He's saying that it's his song, you know. So apparently there was no writing or any form of agreement. We just sent him the project and he recorded his vocals on it. The song dropped and things happened. So it's crazy what's happening. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of issues and there's a lot of producers that are good. These young kids that made money, get that people don't even give them credit in Ngongwan. So those type of things that piano is just too big for its artists, is what I was saying. Like there's just too many of them. So if you don't make it work, so like this boys Bosika Nandipa, if they can use that momentum to actually build a career from this and be sustainable, or generate income even if the songs are not coming in, that's when I agreed in a Casper, like yeah, that's what they need to do, because like you can be replaced. This genre is just too big for you guys now. Nobody's the big dog here, unless you are DJ Mapurisa, but nobody's the big dog in this thing. You are easily replaceable. No one. So yeah, let's go on. So hip hop is far from being dead, and you see that because of how it's very sustainable. Well, Casper, they're still getting booked. Well, AKA we're getting booked. Well, they dropped. Rest in peace to Mega Man. Rest in peace, my nigga. And you see like how much sales like they were making. The albums were going platinum and that, you know. So they were making the bag from just having albums that were timeless, you know, like you could hear it 10 years later and you still fucks with it to get. So it has longevity. Is it longevity or whatever they fucking call it? Like it stays alive for a very long time. Let me put it in stupid English. It stays alive for a very long time. It's in the Venice for a very, very, very long time. I don't know if my light is still touching, but I hope it's still, because I don't got a lights. So yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to just share that. Mara, I think let's go on and actually Uri, like, why are they saying that hip hop is dead? They're basing it on the first week sales. You get, like they're basing it on the first week sales, that the American albums, because you know the genre is very big and America is one of those roots of where hip hop comes from. So when they mention this conversation of his hip hop dead, you must remember that they are gonna refer a lot to what you might call to American hip hop, because the standard do you get, like the first week sales, the how do they certify an album platinum and all that. You find that a lot of these articles that are big enough for you to even see, they're the American ones, because there's a lot of data. They collect a lot of data, unlike South Africa. I feel like we should have something like a Billboard type of situation in South Africa. How are our MCs doing, you know, musically up there? Like, how are they performing? How is their first week sales and all that, so that we can get to see that, hey, our support is really going deep and we are not the only one supporting a specific artist. So yeah, let me just explain a bit on how the album sales work. This is how they calculate them. When I get to the next part, you will understand why I have to mention this at first. So Billboard first week sales calculates them by adding up the numbers of albums sold in the United States that I mentioned. So by measure from the Friday of the album's release date to the Thursday of the following week. So from the Friday, meaning that namusi, so like it's Thursday when I'm recording this. So my chair only the one recording the drop album or whoever's album. So they're gonna start counting from there, that Friday, until next week's Thursday, before the new albums come in Friday. That's why it's very important, my Jita, people that are watching or independent artists. Drop your music on Friday, because that's when the platform is go shuma. That's when they're actually pushing music, they're looking for music, they're playlisting new music. So if you're just randomly dropping on a Tuesday, you are missing out on a lot of potential that can come with you dropping on Friday. So you gotta drop it on Friday, because even Billboard will count your sales from the Friday, do you understand, to the next Thursday. That's what they're saying. So sales up to release, to the release date of the CD counts towards the first week sales. That's why pre-orders of your albums are so important. Your sales prior to the actual release date of the album as first week sales. So already ni mtu anela ignite the pre-save ne, you'll get a chance to actually get more sales beforehand, so you can push your pre-save maybe a month before your album drops, so it will help you with your first week sales. That's how it works, that's how they count it. So those sales, it can be from your CDs, it can be from your album pre-saves, or what was album yanuka pre-save link zabo. It's gonna push your sales on the first week. They're gonna count it on your first week when the album drops, because automatically it's gonna download most, and then it's gonna purchase or whatever that person wants to do on the day the album drops. So yeah, let's go on. So here are some of the different type of sales the Billboard counts towards the first week. So these are the type that they're gonna count on your first week. Physical album sales, things include albums sold in stores, the online and through mail. So if you buy an album physical, it's like, if you watch my other videos, I've told you back then we used to release music physical copies, no one. So they also count your physical copies of your albums. It can be also your physical albums online. So karari what the Apple Music and all that. So the digital album sales, yes, and it's never like the iTunes and Amazon Music and all of them that you can buy music. By checking out the digital album sales, but by checking out the track equivalent albums, it's not only like it measures the album sales that takes into account the number of individual tracks from an album that are sold or streamed. To calculate track equivalent albums, the Billboard takes the number of sales and divides it by 10. So already track those ones they count from, let's say somebody buys 5 tracks on your album, they do that and then they add them up and then but divide them at 10. So we're not streaming equivalent albums, most of us do. These streaming platforms like the Spotify and all that. So in this one, this is a measure of album sales that take into account the number of times an album songs were streamed. To calculate the streaming equivalent album sales, Billboard takes the number of streams and divides it by 3,750, so 3.7. So larry artist Reece or they 100 million first week to get. So they're gonna take all those streams and then they're gonna divide them by the 3,750. That's what they're saying to get the actual first week sales from streaming, and then they add all that. So then Billboard Chart 100, which ranks top selling albums in the United States, will combine the pure sales, the physical, which is the physicals, the digital albums, the track equivalent albums, not the streams, and then they're gonna determine an album's ranking. So they will take all that for all the artists and add it together for them and then rank them on the Billboard. That's how Nyovest Gunna went number 3, Taylor Swift went number 1, or Young Thug went number 1 or number 2, whatever. They rank it based on those numbers. So I think you get it now. I hope I didn't lose a lot of you. I just wanted you to understand that part. So there's some artists that I think it was back then they cancelled you were allowed to bundle up your album with the merchandise and the vinyls, like those special things. Like you can bring with the you can get a shirt, you can get earphones, you can get like a speaker, you know, like that type of thing with the album. So now that's HvrdKO. Back then I think they cancelled it. I can't remember if it was 2016 or something. I really cannot remember, but go check it out. But it was back then, but it's cancelled the ubandla. So what is bundling? Ubandla the album. You will see it when you go to Travis Scott's new album, which is Utopia. They allowed him to bundle up his albums. I don't know why. He gets very special treatment, that Nick. But yeah, so album bundles are a way that for artists to boost their album sales by offering a package deal that includes an album and other merchandise such as like t-shirts, posters, or other items. The revenue from the sales of the packaging of merch with music counts towards an album's position on the Billboard charts. This means that buying an artist's merchandise directly influences the album sales and helps them dominate the charts, which is what's happening right now to Travis Scott. Travis Scott is making serious sales. I think he's projected to do about 400k. We will hear today, and I'm saying Thursday as I'm recording this is Thursday, so today we're gonna know how much he did. But he was projected to do about 400,000 to 500,000 to get first week, and they will include one of the bundles. So they're saying that hip hop is dead, and then Travis Scott just did that 500,000. I think he's gonna be the first number one, the second number one, because the first number one was reached by Lil Uzzi. He did about 167,000 first week. He was the first album. So let's take it back a bit. It started from the article that said that hip hop is dead, and then now, just a few months later, that article came out. Hip hop skyrocketed. Look, now it's August and Utopia is projected to sell 500k. That's big. Like, I mean, it's Taylor Swift type of numbers, because I think Taylor Swift did like 700k with a recent album. I can't remember what's the name of that Taylor Swift album, because she's re-recording most Taylor Swift. I think she lost her masters and whatever, so she's bringing back her old music back in a different way. She's so smart. Shout out to Taylor Swift. I think she did 700,000 the first week she dropped. She doing crazy numbers. Well, Bad Bunny and all that, they doing crazy numbers, those niggas, because they have a loyal fan base. So let's get to it. That article to now, this is hip hop dead. I don't think hip hop is dead. Let me tell you the truth. These things are all based on the numbers that these artists have dropped. But if you realized one thing, even this article admits it, that there is the major release haven't been released. The big artists, and come about the big artists, about Drake level, about Taylor Swift level type of artists, about Bad Bunny type of artists, like that level, they haven't dropped. And unfortunately in hip hop we don't have a lot of them that are like in that level, but we have a decent amount of them that sells very nice sales. Do you understand? First week they sell very nice sales. And me, I'm really fucking with a lot of the albums that are being compared to the downfall, or they are being a part of the conversation when you talk about this whole thing of hip hop. I'm messing with a lot of them, and I can tell you even some hip hop artists will agree the fact that we've been served very well. Yes, there may not be a lot of projects in the dropper, but I think we are at a level that we have more than enough music, because you know, there's a lot of the smaller nyana artists in there's the mixtape. We don't need all those major releases, so it's understandable why the game will see that, because we're giving a chance to the smaller guys. We saw them blowing up. Do you understand? We saw Jack Harlow blowing up. We saw who else was blowing up? 42 Dog. Unfortunately, he was messing up his life with this legal shit, but we hip hop allowed for the young generation to also break through. You understand? Not having all these major releases from artists like Kendrick, J. Cole, to get Drake, who were using music to address social and political issues, because you get these guys, they speak about very complex things. I know like Lil Baby, they get to those conversations as well, but I don't think it's a thing we expect from them. So that's why you find that they will just constantly drop their tape, like Lil Durk and all that. But I mean the major one kwamba with Reece, with Travis, which Travis just dropped, with Kanye, with J. Cole, with Kendrick Lamar, with Jay-Z, Who else? No disrespect, Lil Uzzi, yeah, we have a few of them who are in that level of selling about 300 to 500,000, but we do have them. It's just that they haven't released. So, but the little guys have been giving them a run for their money. Kombori, not even that little. We still got serious heavyweights like Wathaga that are still showing the market strays. They may not be going number one because, like, I mean, Thaga was never that guy. So yeah, talking about Thaga, let's go to the what is happening currently in hip-hop, the state of hip-hop right now. We're going to explain further on why I don't think hip-hop is dead, just to prove my case. So let's talk about the current numbers according to Billboard, the artists that have dropped so far ever since probably the article came out, the albums that have dropped. We've had Young Thug or drop Business is Business, I think just a few months back, I think July. He did like 89,000 first week. 89,000 first week. Remember what I said up there? You can use these figures and go calculate how they do it. Nah, I'm not gonna do it in this video. But first week he had 106 million streams, on demand streams. And then from that same 89,000 first week sales, it also has 85,000 pure sales. So these are pure sales. People bought the album. If it's $10, they went and bought it from Apple Music or iTunes or whatever store they're using, or they bought a CD. And then this was one of Thugger's biggest albums, man. It was one, according to me, because if you compare it to his past sales, he had Butter 6. If you remember, Butter 6 dropped way back. I think when Thugger was starting to get, it did like 17,000 first week. He had I'm Up did like 21,000 first week. He had Slime Season, it did like 38,000 first week. He had Jeffrey, remember Jeffrey, the one with the blue dress? Yeah, that one did like 37,000. And we had the Beautiful Thugger Girls that did like 37,000. And then we had Super Slimy. I can't remember. I think it also, I think Super Slime also did like 60, not 60 man, like 30 something thousand. And then his biggest to date was So Much Fun, which did like about 131,000. Do you understand? So Thugger, this is good for him according to me, and I'm one of his biggest fans. So I know that yes, it would have been nice to see him selling 150 to get, but I feel like 89,000 is still a good thing to see for somebody who loves the King Slime. Look at the movement he influenced. So I don't really think he needs to sell that much. He has all the respect he needs from us. So yeah, let's continue with the current numbers. So Thugger did 89,000, and then Gunna, who dropped before Thugger, he did 85,000 first week. And for me, that was a win for Gunna, because Gunna was being accused of being a snitch and all that. And one of the songs that slept for me, I didn't react to this album because I don't like reacting to these niggas anymore because they hit me with a copyright. Gunna hit like about 85,000. There was this song called Alright. There was a Butter. I want to review it now. There was Butter. There were Butter, Bread and Butter. There was Turn Your Back. There was Fuck You Mean, obviously. And then there was, there's quite a Turn Your Back, man. Like, there was another one I was just thinking, man, there's a lot of songs there. It's one of the smoothest albums I've ever heard this year, and I still say this is album of the year. According to me, I will give it that. And then yeah, let's continue. He did 85,000 Ghana first week, and Fuck You Mean is doing crazy numbers on the Billboard 100. I think it was number 4 by the time I'm recording these. Maybe higher or lower, I don't know. But shout out to Ghana, he's doing good. From being a snitch to this, man, that's dope, man. Lil Durk Almost Healed. Lil Durk hit like 125,000 first week, and from that 125,000, 167.8 million was on demand streams. So it was the streams that we streamed on social media, on this internet. And then 3K pure albums. So these are people actually bought. So you see, Thugger sold more than Durk with pure sales, but his first week were higher than Thug. But Thugger got pure sales of about 8,500. Who you think got the most bag here? Obvious, pure sales. You know, when you sell POCs, you're getting the money directly. Streams give you a small cut. Okay, so those type of things you should look at. So hip hop is not dead because it went on, and then Uzzi dropped. A lot of niggas dropped. When NBA Youngboy dropped, King Von dropped, Lil TJ dropped. Who else dropped? Gucci currently dropping as well, but he's dropping weekly. I don't know what the hell is happening. If he's still working on the song, so I don't know. The rollout is just weird. Every week we just get a song. But yeah, Gucci is working on something. Probably Khaled is working on something. Metro Booming also gave us like a sick album as well. But I want to talk about the hip hop artists, not the producers. So you can see that after Lil Durk dropped, Ombo did that Lil Uzzi, and then I dropped a 167, got Pink Tape, and it's a tape according to him. And this album is the one that, you know, quenched our thirst for number one, because we were starting to be disrespected by even bloggers. Do you understand? To say hip hop is dead. Hip hop can never die, my guy. If Lil Uzzi can still go number one, I mean, Uzzi is a mumble rapper. It's those mumble rap rage rappers, Bukati type of rappers. Do you get? He still managed to do 167 with a tape, and it went number one. And I don't think it was his best work. He still probably has a lot of best work, because I feel like he needs to work with Yeet and make something, because I think that was one of my disappointment with Pink Tape, the fact that I didn't see Yeet there. And I feel like Yeet was a young and upcoming artist that deserved that, you know, that spot in Uzzi's maybe it would be on his album. But yeah, he did 167 and he was the first number one in the world. Yes, first in America, I think. Yeah, he went number one in a lot of places. I'm sure if even South Africa, if we picked up on numbers, he would have went very, very, very much. He would have gotten so much up. I wonder how much worldwide numbers he made, you know, because the Billboard is just America, but there's a worldwide global chart. So yeah, he did 167, and that's dope according to me. It was the first number one, and then that's when we were blessed with this big album again, which is Travis Scott Utopia. So this is a controversial one. It's a controversial one because for me personally, I think let me sip a little bit of water. I've been talking. Sorry about that. I need to drink some water. Must stay hydrated. You know, stay hydrated. So I was saying, like, Utopia is controversial because there's a tweet. Hey, there's a tweet that this nigga got the liver. I don't know what the fuck they call him. Besha, Curtis Besha. I don't know. Seems like a 50 Cent fan. Besha. Or is it 50 Cent? I don't think this is 50 Cent, man. This nigga done said on this tweet, I'm gonna pop it up there for you on niggas. Young Thugger dropped a forgettable album. Gunna dropped an album for TikTok. My nigga, what the fuck you smoking? Lil Durk dropped a mid album. My nigga. Whew. Niggas are crazy, man. Niggas gotta stop tweeting, man. Elon gotta suspend niggas, man. Travis dropped the album of the year. Rappers should take notes on how to make something different and new like him. Don't think so, my nigga. So yeah. That's Curtis Bershaw. Shout out to Curtis Bershaw, man. No disrespect, but I don't agree with that shit or yours that you're talking about. Don't agree with it. Travis didn't drop album of the year, and you can go shoot me for that. You can all go shoot me. I think I won't allow is for hype to dictate how I feel about an album. I don't really think Travis dropped an album of the year. Maybe number wise, yeah, cause it's Travis. I mean, Travis was working with McDonald's, nigga. He's working with Nike, bro. He got so much endorsements. He can afford to push himself into more eyes than a lot of artists. He's a little bit quite ahead. You chill with what do you expect? But to say it's an album of the year just because the numbers, like what I'm talking about, like these niggas are basing hip hop's death on numbers. And even within hip hop, the problem now starts when we start crowning albums like Utopia as album of the year just because he did 500,000. Nah, man. Listen to the content, listen to the story behind the album, to the sequencing of the album. It's dope. Yeah, you executive produced this shit, I understand, but so many good albums around, and you say Travis just because he did more numbers. Stop dick riding. That's what I'd tell niggas. Stop being on niggas' dicks. Forgive me if there's a little kid watching this. You're a very bad parent. There shouldn't be a kid watching this. I think I got it 18 somewhere. But nah, we can't agree. This is Travis Scott may have done well. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for hip hop that Travis Scott holding that map high, bro, for the genre. But to say this album, yeah, nah, man. No. And according to me, I believe that Travis was pushed by the fact that that album sounded a lot like Kanye West. It sounded like something that Kanye would do, like Kid Cudi would do, But to say it's album of the year, oh, that's far-reaching, my nigga. It's a good sound. It's a very dope sound. I mean, all them rappers that have dropped, they've dropped some great albums. But I think I will slightly agree. I think Thugger dropped a little bit of a forgettable album because I feel like that album was just put up together into people because I'm sure there's a lot of songs that couldn't make it. Because remember, I once shared that Thugger, on my reaction, where copyright all of it were removed, but I mentioned that Thugger, there was a voice note of him trending saying that Durk and Lil Baby must diss Gunna on his album, and then that song never made it to the album. Do you understand? Maybe I might play it, but it's an old voice note that spoke about, you could hear Gunna calling Lil Baby with his nickname. What did they call him? Worm. I think they call him Worm. And Durk telling them that they need to diss on Gunna on his album. That, and even say like fuck nigga type of shit, man. It's like, nah, man. So for me, yeah, I agree with that it's sort of like forgettable because I feel like it was just put up together. There's a lot of songs that didn't make it, but saying Gunna dropped an album for TikTok, my dog, yeah, the songs they're doing well, especially Fuck You Mean is doing good on TikTok. But I mean, that's the beauty of hip hop, the influence of hip hop, that the younger generation still fucks with hip hop, and the ones that are running all the streaming platforms. And for the young generation to relate with the type of music Gunna is making, it should say a lot about the type of music Gunna is saying. Yeah, I mean, even me, I'm a hurt man, I think. Yeah, I am. But I still fucks with Gunna's album. It's on rotation. In fact, from all the albums that done dropped now so far, even Travis, Gunna's on rotation more than Durk, and I'm a huge fan of Durk. Because I sort of agree with Lil Durk's album wasn't really that special, but I don't think it was mid. I think it was soft for what we know Lil Durk is, and I think he addressed it as well, so I feel like he's aware of what people were gonna say about it. But Gunna got the best album of the year, and fuck everybody's opinion. Fuck other y'all's opinion. Because the content of it, the way it was structured. I mean, Travis had that whole incident with Astro World. Very upsetting shit that happened. You understand? And this album, I was so anticipating it because I thought he would address some of the shit that happened. The backlash that he received. I didn't hear that. I just heard somebody with like great R lyrics. Like, fuck, man, who the fuck is writing for Travis even? Like for real. Like, people can say I'm hating, but I don't think it was that great, eh? I don't think it was that great. His songwriting skills, I don't think they were that great. But the sound is good because obviously it transitions a lot on one song. You hear one song and you're hearing 4 songs at once. Like, damn, Travis is crazy for that. But to say it's album of the year, I mean, that's far reaching. So yeah, man, do tell me what you guys think about what this nigga is saying about Travis and being album. Niggas should take different and make something different and new. Something different and new like him. There ain't nothing new with what Travis was doing. We've heard this shit from Ye many times. We've heard this. If you're a fan of Travis Scott from way back, from the rodeo days, from when they were coming up, these niggas, this is something he's always been doing. There's nothing new here. Yeah, maybe his pen game is lowered, because I think it is lowered. Yo, it's embarrassing. I ain't even that great, but I feel like, nah, that's Travis Scott, bro. You can hire one of the best writers if you're tired, my nigga. To say album of the year, nah, man. I feel like all this noise, though, is gonna be stopped by one man, Reece. Reece gonna end this noise. He's the one who's gonna end this noise. Do you understand? Reece. Please, Reece, drop something very soon. Cause no, if niggas are saying shit like this, then Drake must just drop so that we can just suck on Drake's. Nah. Nobody's sucking on Drake's shit. But you know Drake don't disappoint. So I rather, nah, man. Nobody got an album better than Gunna from all these niggas. They can call him whatever they wanna call him, but I feel like I won't let the fact that they have their own personal problems with him, that all these channels and whatever they call them, these bloggers, they're gonna be talking shit about Gunna. It's fine. I love his music. I love this album. It's not a masterpiece, but it's a smooth album. You can tell like a lot of work went into it, you know, and the beats and the lyrics, what he was talking about. He addressed shit. Travis didn't address shit. He was just bragging and cocky and people on his dick and what. Album of the year. Niggas are talking about good real stuff, yeah. Go listen to Lil Durk. Somebody even said some hating ass shit, like the only shit that saved Lil Durk's all my life is the kids singing at the background. I was like, such disrespect. Did you listen to J. Cole's verse? Did you listen to Durk's verse? Niggas are wilding out here, man. Niggas are fucking wilding, man. Yeah, man, fuck these niggas. Yeah, I just had to say that. But I think Travis Scott, yeah, he got a good album. But album of the year, no, man, that's far reaching. So yeah, let's continue. But I was saying, yeah, let me drink water, man. But don't dinner with it. I don't want to shower. Nah, man, can't allow niggas to disrespect Gunna, man. He may be a snitch, but he's still a good musician. Fuck him snitching, man. Doesn't change the fact that he makes the best music right now from Convict. So, I mean, what I was saying, like in closing, is recent statistics, man. Obviously, they're showing that there's a shift in hip hop's dominance, but you can see that it's still there. It's still as powerful as ever. Travis Scott still doing 500,000, and yeah, Uzzi is one of the mumble-less rappers you can get. He went to #1. I mean, he's not even like the very best we got. We got Travis doing his thing, and we still got J. Cole coming. We still got Reece coming. I'm sure Kendrick wants to say something eventually. Cause if you're gonna do that shit on one album 5 years later, whew, my nigga, you can see the wave is dying. And yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about before I close this video, because like it's I don't want it to get very long. Niggas must stop this thing. Hip hop is not gonna die. I can tell you that the influence of hip hop goes beyond everything that you've ever thought. In fashion, we got Ye doing his thing there. We got Reginald Blowy, who had a huge influence of hip hop in his thing. Now South African hip hop, you can see how them niggas are thriving. Obviously in South Africa, piano is just doing the most. So you can't even really, you know, people just deriding piano like nobody's business. So that type of thing. So yeah, I think yeah. Let me just quickly go to the bathroom and continue this shit.